The National Council of and for Persons with Disabilities, or NCPD, has really played an integral role in shaping South Africa into a country where persons with disabilities have access to equal opportunities and rights. Well, today, people around the country are celebrating Casual Day. A Casual Day is widely celebrated as a national campaign that occurs annually in the country. South Africans are encouraged to go to work or school dressed differently and to wear the official Casual Day sticker to show their support for people with disabilities. Now, Mashele is a 30-year-old from Tzaneen. He started losing his sight to juvenile glaucoma as a schoolboy. Despite this, though, he completed matric and obtained a degree in human resources specializing in skills development facilitation and a degree in business administration, NQF level 5 in youth development practices and generic management. Goodness, he joins us live in studio now and observing Casual Day. Dylan, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you, Naledi, and thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you with us. I think that if we start from the beginning and we say Casual Day, what it means for you and what it should represent for South Africans.
So Casual Day is an annual campaign that normally happens on the first week of September. So its main objective is to raise funds and awareness for persons with disabilities.
Yeah, and how are you observing the day today?
To us, it's a very good day because this is a platform where persons with disabilities will come out and showcase their ability as much as they are disabled.
You know, it's interesting that we actually talk about showcasing as well, which is something that we need to be talking more about, is celebrating and not just looking at the challenges that the disabled community actually goes through. But if we actually talk about those for a little bit, right? What are some of those? We've set ourselves all kinds of targets as a country, right? But we've said at the very least 2% of the staff makeup of any organization needs to be people with disabilities. We haven't met those targets, have we?
No, we haven't. To this far, opportunities are not equal when it comes to persons with disabilities. Transportation, the mobility, it's not conducive for persons with disabilities. So persons with disabilities are going through a lot on a daily basis. For instance, if you can apply in an organization or in an entity, then you might be declined just because of your disability. So those are some of the things that we as the National Council of and for Persons with Disabilities are still fighting for. You go in a place and then you find that it's not accessible for you as a person with disability.
Yeah, and that's still very much an issue. Do you think that we're making any sort of progress, though, in bringing some of those issues to the fore, where what we call, and I say this with inverted commas, able-bodied South Africans are actually able to think about what persons with disabilities are going through on a daily basis?
We're not making any progress because how do you put someone in place without disability to lobby and practice advocacy for persons with disability? Will that particular person show emotions to what they are doing? Will they represent me on what I'm going through on a daily basis as a person with a low vision? How can someone with a full vision advocate for me with a low vision or as a total blind person?
Can I ask who you're referring to?
No.
I thought so. That's okay. Talk to me about yourself. I mean, you started losing your eyesight. What is it? Juvenile glaucoma. Tell me about your story. When did it all start?
It started when I was still young. In fact, I was born with juvenile glaucoma. So at home, they didn't discover it at an early stage. So when I was 15, that's when I started losing my sight. Remember, I'm 15 years old. I'm confused. I don't understand what's going on. I don't have the courage to speak out and tell my parents that this is what I'm going through. Yeah. So that was my journey when I was growing up.
And how were you able to resolve what was happening to you?
One teacher picked up when I was writing my essay. I will never forget the story. I was writing my essay, then I couldn't write according to the line. So most of my writing would go up or go down. So it wouldn't go according to the line. That's when she called me and then she said, I think there's something wrong with you. Let's speak to your parent and then let them take you to the doctor. But unfortunately by then, the pressure of my eye was extremely high to an extent that my left eye was extremely damaged.
Yeah, it speaks to me about the kind of attention to detail that adults need to start having, right? In understanding what is happening with young people.
That's true. That's true. They need to pay attention. Moreover, parents must pay attention to their kids, because I think at that stage they are not at the good stage of talking or understanding what they are going through. So parents must make it a point that they pay attention to their kids.
Yeah. What is some of the marginalization that you've experienced from society? I mean, we talk about how we need to stop marginalization, but you experience it constantly.
True that. Being given a special attention, being asked stupid question, allow me to say this stupid question, where are you going where else you cannot see? So those are some of the things that I go through on a daily basis. Is your cane telling you if there's an object before you? Does it vibrate? Does it tell you? Does it speak? Or those stupid questions, those are the things that I go through on a daily basis. Accessing an environment where it's not conducive. Remember, I'm carrying a cane. A cane is a reflector to you that Dylan cannot see. So what should you do? You should pave the way for me. But people allow me to say, sorry, can I pass?
Yeah, that means there's still a lot of work to do in terms of educating people, isn't it?
There's still a lot of work to do in terms of educating the society on how to handle or to work with persons with disabilities.
Yeah. Well, throughout all of those challenges that you faced as a young man and now as an adult with the constant marginalization, you've managed to obtain your degree and go through varsity and do all of this incredible work now that you're doing with the NCPD. I mean, what was it for you? How did you get that right? The resources that you had, perhaps, that we need to start making sure that other young people have as well.
You know, with friends and with God, everything is possible. Because my friends were able to understand, would sympathize with me, would put themselves in my shoe. If a lecturer teaches or during class and then it's he or she is not accommodating me, they will make it a point that they come and assist me. If notes are given to them in the font that suits them, they will make sure that they dictate those notes to me and then they go through everything with me. If I've got an exam the following day, they will come and study with me. Where it's a picture or it's a graphic, they will explain it in detail to an extent that I would understand.
Yeah, and your role at the NCPD?
The PR and communication
Look how
officer.
proud that face is. Look how proud that face is. Yes, go ahead, tell us.
I'm the PR and communication officer for the National Council of and for persons with disabilities.
That's absolutely amazing.
It's a joy. It's a joyful thing to me.
Yeah. Well, before I let you go, let me ask you this. We're going to all wear our casual clothes today. We're maybe going to wear the badge or the branding and talk about Casual Day. But what's the real call to action? What should we really be talking and thinking about today?
You should think of the next person who has a disability, who cannot voice out for him or herself. You should think of the unequal opportunities that are given. You should think of the frustration of that particular person with a disability when he wants to access public transport and he cannot. You should think of the schools without resources that caters and accommodate children with disabilities. You should think of persons with disabilities that are not working. You should think of persons with disabilities that are still locked out in their rooms. They don't have the freedom that myself as Dylan is having.
Yeah. Sure, Dylan, there's a fire inside of you that is electric, and I'm so glad you were able to come on the show and share it with us as well. An absolute pleasure having you with us here. That there, Dylan Mashele from the National Council of and for Persons with Disabilities, speaking to us on this Casual Day.